Hello and welcome to round 6 of the OTC Doeberl Cup for 2009. Tonight's round has been an amazing one. We now have two leaders. They will play each other tomorrow. First, on top board, Gawain Jones, the Englishman, was playing against Deep Sengupta, who had a perfect score to this date. Sengupta had lots of chances, so did Jones. It was a very complicated game. In the end, they ran out of pawns. It was a draw. On board 2, another upset by the Australian George C. The Australian Olympian was playing black against Deepan Chakravarti, and he turned Chakravarti into pizza. It was just a massacre against Deepan. C wins, goes into the lead with Deep Sengupta, and we can expect a great game between those two tomorrow. Now there's a big gap between the rest of the field. There's a point gap before you get to players like Gawain Jones, Australia's Daryl Johansson, and Jas Sriram, lots of Indian players up there on 4.5 out of 6. But the big upset of the day came further down. The Australian, Junta Ikeda, pulled off what has to be one of the greatest swindles of all time. His position, as you can see, looks like a total wreck. Junta Ikeda is playing white against Roy Chowdhury from India. Roy Chowdhury, one of the top seeds in the tournament, he's spent the last 6 or 8 moves moving his pawns up to A2 and B2. Yes, they are in fact black pawns on A2 and B2. And white's attack looks like it's come to a dead end, because if he takes the pawn on G6, then black will take back with the F pawn, cover the checkmate on H7, and that'll be the end of white, since black will soon have 3 queens on the board. Instead, Ikeda came up with an amazing move. He played bishop G7. Looks like bluff, is bluff, but it won the game. After bishop G7, no matter which way black takes it, white is going to take on G6, and then the queen's protection of the H7 pawn will be cut off. So black played bishop takes G7, Junta played H takes G6. Now it's completely possible for black to take back with the F pawn and run away with the king. Instead he took back with the H pawn, because he saw that if queen to H7 check, he'd just run with the king to F8 and escape. Instead, Ikeda played queen H8, and it didn't matter how many extra queens black had, that was going to be the end of the game. If he takes the queen, it's checkmate in 2 moves. Roy Chowdhury had to resign, and Ikeda moves up close to the lead. A great result for the Australian junior, and certainly one that Roy Chowdhury will want to forget. Tomorrow's round, tomorrow morning, we're seeing the big game. Deep Sengupta against George C, and that should be great. Lots of Grandmaster tussles below that. Stay tuned.